Well, we had a walk-off win and 13 strikeouts for the Dodgers. That means tomorrow you can go to Jack in the Box, pick up a free Jumbo Jack with the purchase of a large drink only at LA area restaurants tonight. Yoshinobu Yamamoto, he carried the load. He had 9 of those 13 Dodgers strikeouts, and it was 7 shutout innings for Yoshinobu tonight on just 1 hit allowed. Let's head inside the clubhouse and hear from Yamamoto with Kirsten Watson and the media.
Yoshi, you were excellent tonight, but just when you look at the result of this game, for this team to battle back, to pick up the win, just how big was that for this group?
今日まず素晴らしいピッチングでしたけども、同点になって逆転されて、そこから今日勝てたっていうのはチームとしてはどういう意味があるでしょう。
逆転、一度されましたけど、最後まで、最後打線つながって、なんとか全員で勝てたので、すごくいい試合だったと思います。
That was a great game, because they got tied and then flipped the game. But we came back and winning a game like this is great.
For you personally, just 7 shutout innings, but you were pretty reliant on the curveball. Was that game plan or was that just feel and execution of your pitch?
今日、7回シャットアウトだったんですけども、その中でやっぱカーブっていうのは、山本さんの中で重要だったんですか、今日投げる中で。
そうですね、カーブだったりカットボールだったり、ウィルが、なんていうんだろう、すごく考えて、うまく配球してくれたので、とにかくウィルを信じて思い切り、投げていきました。
Will was calling the great games, and I trusted him, and then I made my best pitches.
Were you aware that you were throwing a no-hitter?
Sorry.
Were you aware that you were throwing a no-hitter for 6, and what was sort of going through your head over the course of the outing?
途中までノーヒットで行ってたということで、ノーヒットノーランとかちょっと考えたりはしましたか。
やっぱり9イニングはやっぱすごく遠いので、130球ぐらい投げれたら別ですけど、球数も順調にいってたんで、とにかく目の前のバッターに集中して投げてました。
So completed full 9 innings is really hard, and then because also today because my pitch count was going up, so I wasn't really thinking about it.
Tori, it looked like you might lose this game 1-0 the way Yamamoto was pitching, but to lose it the way that you did 4-3, how much tougher is that to stomach?
Yeah, every loss is a tough loss, and we kept fighting. We fought the whole way through this game. Yamamoto had some really good stuff today, and I just think our guys were grinding. We got that first hit by Cattell, and I feel like that energized us a little bit, and then we tied up the game with a solo home run in the 9th inning. So our guys were fighting the whole day, and I'm proud of that. We just came up a little short. It stinks. We had everything lined up. It would have been kind of a steal win for us with consideration to what Yamamoto did, but it wasn't in the cards.
You had to win that game yesterday, but using Shelby yesterday, how do you think that affected today?
I think it had a big impact on today. Having to use him to save that game was probably something that added up into what happened tonight. So those are the harsh realities of the game. They hurt, and there's nothing we can do about it. We gotta absorb why it happened, and then come out tomorrow and be ready to win a series.
When you have those guys coming up in the 10th, and you have Otani, and then obviously
Freeman.
Betts got out, and then Freeman, you give him the base there. It's a hornet's nest, isn't it?
Yeah, you have some really experienced hitters. Otani is as good as it gets, and I just felt like if somebody else, I was just going to check off of it. I was going to go right down the line. If somebody else is going to have to beat us, and then when I got to Freeman, somebody else is going to have to beat us. I think the hit by pitch was a big out, was a big situation. We got to execute right there. So when they tied the score, things looked very desperate. But I wasn't anticipating it was going to get that far. We had targets. We got to our targets, and it just didn't work out.
You and Yoshinobu navigated through their lineup just so efficiently. What was working so well for you guys tonight?
Yeah, he was just mixing. His curveball was really good tonight. His cutter, turned out to be really good tonight as well. Obviously, he's always got good fastball command. His changeup for a splitter was really good. So, yeah, just mixing it up, keeping him off balance. Going up, down, in, out, all that. He just executed. It was really fun tonight.
Was leaning on that curveball, was that more kind of game plan, or was that just kind of how it was playing and how he was executing it?
Yeah, it was just kind of how it was playing. He was striking it really well. He was getting it below with 2 strikes. So he was kind of, rolling with it.
like those last couple innings, just kind of the momentum swings? Was there frustration in the dugout going into the bottom of the 10th? Was there composure? Like, how'd you guys kind of build that inning like that?
Yeah, we just kept fighting. Obviously had the big shutdown inning in the 8th to leave their man on, nobody out in the 3rd and stuff. It's not fun giving up a tying run in the 9th. Just battling back. Got down 3-1 again. Battled back, put some good IBs up. Tommy got it started, and once he finished it.
Was fantastic. We needed every bit of it. Certainly, we pushed him more than we have all year, and he earned that opportunity. I thought tonight he was just getting ahead of hitters all night long. The split, the curveball really came into play today. But that's a very tough lineup to navigate, and he just competed his tail off, and going 7 innings, set us up certainly to win a ball game. And I thought early we swung the bats well, didn't get anything to show for it, but it certainly turned in that 9th inning. But to come away with the win was huge.
Did you do something different in regard to just feeling like a must-win for this group?
I don't know if it was a must-win, but certainly given Yoshi's outing, I think that you could almost you don't want to waste that great of an outing. And so it was just good to see after going down 2 runs in that 9th inning to come back and, Tommy putting together a really nice at bat, getting a hit on an off day and coming in there late into the game, playing a role. And, just kind of obviously passing the baton. There's some free passes in there. But all night, I thought we had some really good at-bats. I thought Teo took a really good at-bat. I thought Will took some really good at-bats. And then ultimately, Max to, driving the winning run was big for all of us.
How tough is that kind of inning to put together? Like you said, when you're in danger of wasting Yama's start, you have lost a couple games in a row coming in at this. How tough is it to kind of summon that kind of inning to put together?
It's tough, and obviously, we had Shohei steal second base there and taking a chance that they might take the bat out of Freddie's hands. But in that situation, we really don't have any pitching left. And so we got to play for the win there. And I think for us right there, a tie ball game, I don't think would have ended well for us. And so to kind of keep the line moving, to get that winning run on second base was really pivotal for us tonight.
You used the word ace before the game about Yoshinobu, and you don't use that lightly. How has he defined it, not just in this game, but also throughout the season?
I do kind of pick, I use that word very carefully and cautiously because there's a lot of that comes with that. And certainly track record. I think there's just the ability to go deep in games when you need it, to handle left and right, to be a top-end guy. There's very few in the big leagues. And so I just see a confident player. And even that Pavin Smith at bat where he got over 100 pitches right there, he wanted that last hitter. And so I like looking at guys and trusting the guy that's on the mound.